In the heart of Louisville, Kentucky, where the Ohio River curves through old brick buildings and fresh construction zones, lived a 25-year-old woman named Emily Grace. She wasn't anyone you'd notice at first glance. Dusty jeans, calloused hands, and hair always tucked under a hard hat. Emily was a construction laborer, one of the few women on site, and certainly the youngest. But she carried her weight, mixing concrete, lifting rebar, and guiding forklifts with steady confidence. Life hadn't been kind to her. Her parents died in a house fire when she was just 13. With no extended family willing to take her and her little brother Noah in, she dropped out of school and juggled odd jobs until she turned 18. From waitressing to cleaning motels, Emily had done it all. Eventually, a kind foreman named Mr. Darby offered her a trainee job on a building site, and she never looked back. Now, her days were filled with dust, grit, and the quiet satisfaction of hard-earned wages. Her nights? Taking care of Noah, now a high school sophomore with big dreams of becoming a software engineer. 10 miles across town, in the quiet upscale neighborhood of Cherokee Gardens, lived 32-year-old Ethan Monroe, founder and CEO of Monroe Developments, one of the largest property firms in the Midwest. Tall, soft-spoken, with a weary gaze that never left his signature glasses, Ethan had everything money could buy. But he carried a silence that no one could touch. 2 years ago, he lost his wife, Natalie, to a hit-and-run accident that was never solved. Since then, Ethan had kept to himself, running his business with precision but no joy. He didn't date, didn't attend galas, and avoided the press like a shadow. His mansion was beautiful but cold. One morning, Ethan drove himself, no driver, no assistance, to inspect a new project site. He dressed down, jeans, a hoodie, and sneakers. On the way, he stopped at a local grocery store in a working-class part of town. He picked up coffee, protein bars, and a birthday card for his late wife's mom. As he reached for his wallet at the counter, he realized something was off. He had it when he entered, didn't he? He brushed it off, paid with Apple Pay, and walked out, thinking maybe it was in the car. It wasn't. Somewhere between the cereal aisle and the checkout, Ethan Monroe had dropped his leather wallet. Inside were several credit cards, business IDs, and a check for $50,000, meant for a local youth housing foundation. No backup copy, no scan. Back at the same store minutes later, Emily walked in, craving a quick lunch before her shift. She picked a granola bar and iced tea and headed out. But just outside the automatic doors, she noticed something by the sidewalk, a black wallet. She looked around. No one. She picked it up, opened it, and froze. Cards. IDs. A check for $50,000. She whispered to herself, "This has to belong to someone important." Back at the construction site, Emily couldn't focus. She kept thinking about the wallet. She could use that money. No one needed a new laptop. Their rent was behind. But something inside her, maybe the same voice that kept her from giving up all those years ago, said, "Do the right thing." She asked her friend Joel, another worker, to cover for her and biked back to the grocery store. She walked straight to the manager and handed over the wallet. "Please give this back to the owner." "I found it outside," she said. The manager blinked. "This belongs to Ethan Monroe." Emily tilted her head. "Who?" "You know Monroe Developments? The guy's a billionaire." Emily chuckled nervously. "Well, tell him Emily Grace returned it. If it gets to him." It did. That night, Ethan was pacing his study, phone to his ear, panicked over the missing check, when he got a call from the store. A woman returned it. Didn't take a thing. She left her name, Emily Grace. Ethan paused, then softly said, "Get me everything you can on her." A week passed. Emily forgot about the wallet. Life moved on. But one rainy Tuesday morning, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the construction site. Out stepped Ethan Monroe, in a coat too nice for the mud. Emily was lifting a panel when she spotted him. "Miss Grace?" he asked. Emily wiped sweat from her brow. "Yeah." He held out his hand. "I believe you found something of mine." She looked confused, then her eyes widened. "Oh, the wallet. Right. You didn't leave a number. I wanted to thank you." "It didn't feel right to expect anything," she replied. He chuckled. "That makes you rarer than you know." They talked. First at the site, then over coffee. One meeting turned into 3, then dinner, then long walks along the river. But Emily had a secret. One night, she told Ethan everything about the fire raising Noah alone, the missed rent. She expected pity. Instead, Ethan leaned forward and said, "You're the strongest person I know." Months passed. Their bond deepened. Ethan offered to help with Noah's college applications. He brought groceries when she worked late. Emily encouraged him to reopen the Natalie Monroe Foundation and speak about the hit and run that changed his life. He did. And then, one chilly October evening, standing in front of a newly completed housing complex built in memory of Natalie, Ethan looked at Emily and said, "You changed everything. Not just because you returned my wallet, but because you reminded me that kindness still exists." Emily smiled through tears. "You reminded me I wasn't invisible." Moral of the story: one honest act can unlock a future you never dreamed of. Sometimes, what you give away is what returns to you in the most unexpected, life-changing way.